Hey everybody, it's Randy Hilarski here with Crypto Daily. Today I got a great interview with with these guys, Joe Rubin, CEO of Mandala, and I got Rich Howe, COO of Mandala. This has been a long one. I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. I was on the ICO launch team, and I think it was 2 years ago, guys, that we got this ball rolling.
About 2.5 now. So,
oh my God, 2.5 years. So everything that happened in 2018, we were hoping that things would turn around and the market would turn and things would get better and we'd launch some great projects. And Mandala is one of those. Who stuck around, who is still here, who has a product, who is getting ready to launch. So guys, could you tell us some of the updates, what's going on with Mandala and how people can get involved and what's coming down the pipe?
Sure. So as you know, there was an ICO back in 2017 and there was an original version of the product launched. We call it V1 now, or Legacy, whatever you want to say. And we just weren't happy with the quality. We knew it really didn't have legs. It wasn't going to take off. It wasn't what we were anticipating building at the time. So we completely ended up restructuring the company, a whole new set of leadership, kind of a revolving door. And it really got taken over, not just by us, but also by the community members that were also heavy into the token sale and they wanted to see it succeed. So we ended up collaborating with about 30 to 35 community members that are now working with us on a day-to-day basis outside of just the base team. And that's how we got to where we are today. Back in Q2, early Q2 of this year, we ended up signing on with Binance Cloud to be one of their first deployments of an exchange on their new architecture, Binance Cloud architecture. So we're very excited about that. And as you've seen, Randy, we shared the pretty much almost finished project with you. And, it's alive and well. And we're planning on launching within about 2 to 3 weeks from now.
When I looked at it,
and to add on to that.
Go ahead, Joe.
Sorry. I was just going to add on a little bit to that. Rich is absolutely correct. We can't overstate the amount of gratitude and support we've had from our community members and our, honestly, some members of our founding team that stuck around. I mean, Rich and I worked on this, from our basement, literally for the last couple of years, getting it to this point. And we're very proud of we've been able to resurrect the project and bring it towards launch. So it's a very exciting time for us. And I think the end of this year is going to bring about not only a successful exchange, but make a lot of the original token holders and members as well very happy with what we've accomplished in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm one of them, right? So I was involved, and I was never able to get anything out of the project, even though I did the ICO, because a lot of the team members and stuff were paid in tokens, right? So it was just one of the ones that you just said, you know what, I guess it's not going to work out, just like many things in 2017 and 2018. And then when I got the message from one of the large token holders saying, hey, Mandala's coming back to life, Randy, you should get involved. And I was like, hell yeah, my name was on this thing. If you go on doing Google searches, my name's everywhere for Mandala. So I wanted to make sure that, something that's attached to my name does well. And, I don't want any more money from the team, and I want to see this to be followed through and be a success. So I'm super happy. And I wanted to say something about the actual site that the temporary site that you guys have built. Yeah, it looks like anything that you're used to. So it's not going to be some foreign platform that you're not used to using. So if you use Binance in the past, it's going to be similar to what you're used to using.
Exactly. Yeah. It does have that look and feel. Obviously, we've got our own touch on things with our incredible design team, who I think their work speaks for themselves. And of course, we will be adding, we call them enhancements internally. So just things that are above and beyond the foundation of the exchange, things that are not available either on Binance or any other Binance Cloud partner that may come out in the future. So we're just setting up the foundation, and we kind of plan to take it in our own direction. So we're excited about that.
All right, so I got a big question, guys. Oh, Joe.
No, go ahead. Go right ahead.
I got a big question about the token. What is the token function on the new Mandala?
How does the token function?
Yeah.
So there's a number of utilities we have. We actually set up a page. If you go to mandala.exchange is the URL. And you look up in the header, there's an MDX token section, and it outlines not just the utilities that will be available out the gate, but the utilities that are on our internal roadmap as well. And there's 9 or 10 of them. But the big one that I do want to highlight is holders of the MDX token. Now we do share liquidity. We have identical order books as Binance, all the same assets. But let's say, for example, you're on Binance.com and you want to hold BNB, their native token, for a 50% discount on fees, so 0.5% fees rather than 0.1% fees. You'll be able to do that the same functionality using our native MDX token for I think it's approximately $100,000 to $120,000 if you did that on Binance.com directly right now. But I think approximately it's between $7,000 or $8,000 in MDX right now. So you can have the same trading experience you're used to with greater access to discounted fees that you otherwise might not be able to reach.
So let's translate that. So for a fraction of the cost.
For a fraction,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the That's the primary utility. And like I said, I don't want to go over all 12 of them because that would take a while, but if you go to mandala.exchange, click on the MDX token page, and it'll outline the rest of the ones that'll be ready and go live as well as in the future.
Right, and the beauty of that is that we've ascertained legally on an international as well as domestic scale when we are ready to launch our domestic platform that these are legally sound, functionality types for our token, and they don't violate the utility versus security kind of tipping point that a lot of projects have run into, and even exchange tokens have run into with the SEC or other regulatory bodies of similar stature around the world. So it's one of those things that we've had a lot of time to vet, which has been really nice with this delay, and we've been able to shore up some of the legalities that, as you know, change every week or month around the world in a global fashion, because it is crypto after all.
All right, so one of the big things about Mandala in the beginning was they were trying to be U.S. compliant. Well, I do understand that we are launching and it's going to be international rather than U.S. Correct?
Correct. We're going to be launching out the gate. It's just going to be international users. That is to say, the majority of the world, excluding the U.S. Joe, I don't know if you want to speak to the regulations, but you're probably more qualified than me as far as the U.S. side.
Sure. So a little background. Before I stepped into the CEO role, I was the general counsel for the project for the first couple of years. And just wearing those dual hats, it really gives you a good hold and a good feel for the regulatory environment around the world. And what we have noticed, which is great, is the SEC really lightening up a lot on some of these basically token raises, and they've given a more clear pathway over the last year with a number of cases that have come into question, and developed a pathway for tokens to to become securities. That being said, we kind of took that information, applied it to our token, and did realize that regulatorily we are on the utility end of things, like I was saying, and we do have the opportunity to launch domestically, so long as we build up, obviously first off revenue with the international exchange, to have, just some money set aside to, smoothly run the operations in the U.S. and also go after money services in each state, which is costly. It's for all 50 states, it's about a cost of $300,000 to $400,000 to implement all of that. So it's one of those things that we're building towards, and we would like to launch a U.S. exchange with a fiat on-ramp at some point, but but at least get the domestic exchange out there within the next year or so. That's our goal.
Oh, very cool. I mean, that's what we need. There already are exchanges. You already have the Coinbase version. You already have Binance US, and I'm just not seeing that being very popular yet. So no rush.
Yeah, and I mean, we'd love to hit the forefront of that. Obviously, there are the established ones. Obviously, everyone uses Kraken, Gemini, Coinbase, exactly. But we'd like to get in there with a more diverse offering if possible. Obviously depending on the regulatory landscape over the next 12 months. But we'd also like to offer that fiat on-ramp that the best exchanges and the top exchanges can offer. But that's, it's definitely something we're working towards.
Okay. Now, as a guy who works with projects, and I'm constantly having to deal with launches and everything like that, how difficult will it be to get coins listed on the exchange, or do they have to all go through Binance Cloud or through Binance itself?
So we do have a process in place. It's pretty much finalized. We know exactly what the terms and conditions. But the most important thing for any project that might be listening is, first of all, you're going to need to have your contract audited. It needs to be secure. Nobody's going to list an asset. You know, it needs to be done the right way. So that's the primary thing. And then the second big qualification is we're going to insist that there's a market maker in place. If you want to come and list your asset on Mandala, excuse me, if you want to come and list your asset on Mandala, there needs to be a market maker in place. There needs to be healthy order books. Now, we can facilitate that for you. We can offer that service to any assets that are looking for that, or they can bring their own. We just need to make sure that those two major things are in place. And then a lot of it is very based on context and timing. So there's a lot of wiggle room with the listing requirements outside of those two, both the audit and the market maker.
Right, and even for you know, we were working on our old exchange. I worked with the legal team to put together a you know, very extensive vetting process for each token that wanted to, or coin that wanted to apply. And we still have a lot of that in place. And we've amended it with some of Binance Cloud's requirements as well and merged them. So it is a very, you know, legally sufficient, let's put it that way, listing process.
Yeah, if I know Joe well, he he makes sure things are done right.
Yes.
I'll give you that, Joe. You've been as far as comes to blockchain law, you've been doing a great job.
Thank you.
So, you know, if anybody has questions, Joe's a great person, great asset for our community. So guys, tell me, when can we look forward to the project to go live?
Ooh, it's the question everybody has, and it's a fair question. And the reality is we are essentially waiting for the final approval word from, you know, from the Binance parent company, essentially. And they need to sign off on what we're planning on doing, which, as I mentioned previously, was between the next 2 and 3 weeks. Obviously, we're very anxious. We see what's happening in the market. We want in on that action, right? We want people trading on Mandala during exciting times. So we just want to make sure that when we do provide a date, we can stick to it. There's really no room for error here. So that's why we've been so close to our chest as far as an exact date. And I can't give you one right now. The best I can say is 2 to 3 weeks. Okay,
great. Now let's go. Let's take a question let's talk about Bitcoin for a second.
Sure.
Today we're seeing Bitcoin over 17.6. It's absolutely amazing. How far into this bull run do you guys think we are? I personally think we're 2016 right now, and we could be looking for another 1.5 years or so for a bull run.
Personally, so I've been involved in Bitcoin since I bought my first one for $5. So I've seen this whole rodeo play out a couple of times. The whole Mt. Gox thing, everything. You know, I've been ecstatic and I've been ruined multiple times in the past couple of years. So my gut feeling tells us this is obviously just the beginning. You know, there will be pullbacks and corrections, but based on the time frame that you're looking at, if you just zoom out, as people like to say, I think we're here for the long term. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's not a fad, so to speak. And I mean, you could see a Bitcoin price easily north of 30 or 40 grand in the next, you know, 24 to 48 months.
And yeah, just to echo on that, I absolutely agree. I think there's that huge ceiling that we have to shatter at 20K, those nice round numbers that the resistance that hit last time and really, you know, tank the market on our last parabolic rise. But if we get past that, I mean, I could see it doubling or tripling easily from where it is right now, easily in the next 12 to 24 months.
So it sounds like you guys agree that it's more of like a 2016 feel than a 2017.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because the taxi drivers aren't talking about it yet.
Oh, you know,
that's true.
It's already so expensive. Maybe I'll go buy Ripple or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, the reality is it's not going anywhere. Long term, it's going up. We'll just leave it at that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I just tell everyone, just own some. You don't have to own a lot, just own some. It doesn't have to be a whole Bitcoin. Just get it and set it aside. You know, even my mom owns. You know, she has her own.
Yeah.
Just get some and just put it aside, and you'll be fine. All right, guys, thank you. I'm really looking forward to this
Cool.
getting going, and I'm hoping our Crypto Daily our readers can stay informed with Mandala, and we can get some more users from our Crypto Daily community to start using the Mandala exchange. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Even lower
Yeah.
fees. Come on.
Right.
Can I plug the Discord now?
Yes, absolutely. Go for it.
Guys, please join us. Our community Discord is discord.io/Mandala, like it's spelled on my shirt right here. So please come join us. You can talk to me or Joe or any of the other community members. There's about 900 people in there. The energy is pretty high, so we'd love to have you.
And I'm too lazy for that, so I use the Telegram.
Yeah, that's okay too. We do have a Telegram, but we do want to point people towards the Discord. We do have a bridge bot kind of merging the two communities so nobody gets left in the dust. So
yeah, that's what I do. I see all the messages from Discord showing up in the Telegram.
yeah.
I just can't get my head around Discord. It's just not one of those. It's not easy for me.
It takes
It took me a while too. Now I'm on there all the time.
Oh, geez. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rich.
Thanks, Randy.
It was a pleasure.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Cheers.